How are you? It is the TennesseanTaroist. How's your mom and them? I came on here to do a reading for my empaths, my intuitives, my lightworkers, my however you identify if you're a good person. So I got a few decks out here. I want to look at who I'm talking to, what your situation is, the thematic element, like at the heart of this issue, why it's in your reality, an angel from your spiritual management team who is here to help you with it. And then I've got some cards, 2 decks that I got from Books a Million a while back. One of them is called the Spells deck. It's really neat. So you can, if you're into spell work, you can absolutely take that verbatim. But there are things in here like planets, different kinds of things that I feel like might aid you in some way in the situation. And then a very similar deck to it, a crystal for you with this situation, and this is called the Stone deck. It's really neat. I'm going to use the Healing Light Tarot and the Intuit Oracle for clarification. I usually get so long-winded with these that I don't really have time to clarify much, but we'll see what happens. So as usual, as I was laying my cards out, picking my deck, shuffling everything, putting things in order, for you, I decided to get a song on shuffle for whatever message wants to come forward right now. And I got The Night That the Lights Went Out in Georgia by Reba McIntyre. So this is a traditional country song from like the early 90s. And it's told in a storytelling format, kind of like how was pretty typical for older country music. And Reba especially has done several songs in this style. And I've known this song my whole life, but I've never really listened to the words. And she's very much telling the story about a new groom who, travels for work, and he comes home one night to a bar and is told that his new wife is running around on him with like everyone in town. And he's basically infuriated, right? So he goes home and he gets a gun and he goes over to this guy's house and finds this man dead. So about that time, there's a police officer in the area, and the guy fires his gun to flag the policeman over, and he's framed he's charged with the murder. And that's the whole idea of, that's the night the lights went out in Georgia. That's the night that they hung an innocent man. And she repeats several times in the chorus, don't trust your soul to no backwoods southern lawyer, because the judge in the town's got bloodstains on his hand. So it's very much a song or a story about corruption and framing of the innocent, and doing that through playing on someone's emotions. And what comes out towards the end of the song is the lady singing the song, the one telling the story, is actually the sister of the man who was hung, the new groom that's told about, your wife's a hoe, basically. So I feel like there is a component here of maybe you not being the one that's, hopefully not being the one that is being framed or emotionally manipulated to do something towards your detriment. But maybe this is you more of the observer of this going on for someone that you care deeply about, like a sibling. So, 4 minutes in with that heavy-ass message, let's get to it. As usual, I'm going to use the archetype cards to find an idea of who it is exactly that I'm talking to. If you've never seen these before or seen me use these before, there is a light aspect and a shadow aspect to each one of these archetypes, and depending on how the card comes out, if it comes out upright, I read the light aspect. If it comes out in the reverse, I read the shadow. So, as always, time and energy is fluid. This could be you or someone you're dealing with. This could have already happened, happening now, or will happen in the near future. I set the intention for these readings for them to reach people who need to hear the message. And whenever you find it, is when you need to hear it, if it resonates with you. And as always, I have to say this, because when I read for myself, I catch myself doing the kind of childish thing of wanting to pull cards until I get a message I like. Don't do that. If you don't like what you're hearing here and you know this is for you, that's the most important message to receive, is one that isn't necessarily sunshine and rainbows, because in knowing what's coming, you can prepare adequately and appropriately, okay? So that maybe if you are the target of attempted emotional manipulation that would absolutely lead to your detriment or a death of some sort, you have the knowledge and the wherewithal about you to avoid that outcome. So, let's get it. Last week's message, the archetype we got was the prostitute. So to all of these, I will just say, don't take judgment from this. This is about listening with an open heart and an open mind. And if it resonates with you, there's a reason. There's a reason that all of these things come out. I tend to pull until cards fly, so it takes me longer. Okay? So I have shuffled the snot out of all of these, so let's just get to it. Who are we dealing with? Who am I talking to right now? I have got the bully in reverse. Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So that's the shadow aspect of this. This came out in the upright and then turned on the table. So this tells me that I'm speaking to somebody that is very strong-willed, who has the ability to use their strength towards good or bad, and maybe right now, or given just the situation, you're wanting to go into full-blown bull mode. Let's don't do that. I'm not going to pull anymore. But the bully, the shadow aspect of the bully, okay? So now this is the L key cards. I freaking love these. These are told from the aspect of she who does such and such, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy, so I just read this as, I will read this as the bully who, okay? She who stands, resolute, implacable, implacable, I'm not sure, determined. Well, that goes really nicely with the bully, right? There is a right way and a wrong way to stand up for things, to fight for things, right? Like peaceful versus violent protesting. That's been a big theme for 2020, right? You can peacefully protest a thing, or you can riot and loot and cause destruction. And according to that song, that destruction is eventually going to mean your detriment. So, check yourself. These are the fundamentals of astrology cards. They also have a top and a bottom. So, depending on how these come out is how I read them. This is for the situation, okay? For the situation. And like I said, I have shuffled all of these till I got calluses. So let's just get with it, okay? It's the situation here. I typically like, okay. I have the Imam Coeli, which is like the opposite of the midheaven, right? And it says, all in the family. A change is occurring in your home or family, and this transition is divinely guided. And then first house in the upright. So DIY time. This is the house of self-reliance. Embrace the self-starter in you and initiate your dream project. One more for the situation at hand here. Two more, really? Alright, so we get Mercury retrograde in reverse. And it wasn't too long that Mercury just went direct. So I think we might actually still be in the post-shadow period. But this says a current project or event may be delayed, postponed, or canceled. This reversal is a gift. And then air. Prick up your ears. Surprising or important news is on its way to you. You need to wait. You are accountable in this situation. This is definitely on the 4th house axis here, so I'm a Cancer. That speaks heavily to me. A change is occurring here in this area for you, and I feel like there is the potential here for it's almost like there's a change coming. You might already know what it is, and you ain't happy about it. And this is the whole idea of, even if it seems like the worst possible news ever, you need to do nothing. You need to wait. I feel like there is more information to come out here. And whatever action you take, you are going to be held accountable for it to the utmost degree. Okay? So this is the, what the hell is this called? The Lunar Nomad Oracle. This is basically like a really big Lenormand deck, and I love it, but it's really hard to shuffle. And I might actually pull the book out for this, because this has got just a really beautiful guidebook that goes with it. Like, the author in this is just fantastic. So let's get, what is this about? What is the root to this? Root. That's right. Please, just one. I feel like there's the ability to build up or tear down here in this situation, and your actions are going to be kind of on the spot here. It's going to have a very big bearing on whether or not something's grown from this or something's completely destroyed. But change is coming. The change might already be afoot in your reality, but I feel like there's more information coming out. A good example of this, like leaving a marriage because you just feel like it's wrong, and being questioned heavily by your family, only to find out later that you were married to a pathological nightmare who had just an incredible number of affairs. So we get to, of course, okay, the Mountain. So this talks about obstacles. And then the Woman. Okay, so we all know, going on a global scale here, the feminine energy is stepping back into her own power. This has been in the works for a very long time, and she is the divine feminine energy in all of us on the collective level is coming back into her power. I feel like this speaks to the healthy expression of femininity in all of us, right? And especially here where this mountain is concerned, like, how are you dealing with an obstacle that's being put in front of you? And what I see here is logic. I see somebody who is mathematically sitting down to compute. Maybe that's what you need to do. You might be emotionally charged or hysterical at whatever this change is afoot in your life. Like, maybe it's just bashed all of your plans. But if you sit down and you put pen to paper and you see, okay, well, if I take this short-term action, then this is going to be a crap end result of it. But if I employ that Empress energy, that High Priestess energy of, I'm going to sit back and observe, I'm going to say nothing, do nothing, I'm going to let this unfold naturally, I am going to sit in my faith and know that whatever happens in front of me, it is always for my best goal or my best end, right? Because the universe has my back. Everything is always working out for me. So you know, when we're met with resistance, when we're told no by the universe, there's a reason for it. You know, I want to call up again, you know, Unanswered Prayers by Garth Brooks. It's another 90s country song. That one thing that you thought you just absolutely had to have, if it is getting ripped from your grasp, there is a reason, and you might not see it yet. This might change you to the core of who you are, to the foundation of who you are. And yeah, that hurts when that happens. That kind of, yeah, but you need to go with it. You need to write it out and wait, because when the communication clears, right? Mercury retrograde is about difficulty in, you know, communicating. But when that clears up and it goes more direct, more news comes in, and you have a greater understanding about the thing, you might not end up you know, you might be glad that whatever it is gone, when it was the one thing you thought you had to have all along, right? Sometimes we cling to the very things that God pries from our hands because He knows better. Talking in cliches today. So let's look at why this is in your life. And this is the Peace Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Freaking love his artwork. With some of the first Oracle decks I ever had. So I might use the book on these too. He's a beautiful artist. So why is this in front of you right now? Give us the why. Choice. Choice. That star is really standing out for me, and it is kind of centralized over that third chakra, or the throat chakra, right? This is a choice. What you say, what you express outwardly to others, you are accountable for it, right? And it could be that saying the wrong thing leads to your detriment, right? So let's go ahead and get an angel. This is the Angels of Light Oracle. So I believe that we all have a spiritual management team. And the way that I use this deck is, this is the energy of one of your managers and your spiritual teammates in the 5D that's helping you with this. This is how you conceptualize the help that Spirit is bringing to you, okay? The Angel of Transformation. I love it when Spirit does that. I feel like you feel like you're in a whirlwind right now. Like, this feels like a cyclone to me, right? Like you're just like spiraling down the drain. Everything that you stood on foundationally, it's just like evaporating, right? That's 26 breaking down to an 8. So this tells me that whatever this is happening quickly. You know, like it's very much like 8 of Wands energy. It's like once this gets started, it just takes off like wildfire. So let's pull some tarot and see if I can shape this situation up for you. Tell me about all in the family. What's going on here? Actually, no, I want to look at why are you the bully who stands? Why? Because that feels like the choice to impose your will on another. Why are you that person right now? Why are you in that energy? Page of Wands. It's a very immature energy, okay? that's feeling very passionate about something, but it is a very immature energy. And then the Hanged Man. This is very, these are extreme opposites here. Okay? Ah, Justice. Holy cow. Yeah. So that you literally have a choice here. You can blow off like the Page of Wands and passionately charge ahead, right? Or you can sit still and chill and meditate on the thing. We get this message a lot, right? Like we need to just chill. Piscean energy. This is not about your conviction on what I know this is right or I know this is wrong. It's about understanding from a higher level of perception. And you cannot do that if you're submerged in the midst of the 3D bullshit that's going on around you. Okay? You are here watching this, and this message is for you because this is where you're supposed to live. Okay? This is you. You can't effectively help yourself or anybody else unless you live here. Acknowledge that you feel compelled to do certain things, and it's likely coming from a good place. Okay? But do this. Because ultimately, karma never loses an address. It's not your job. It is not your job to be the judge, jury, and hangman, okay? And when you take justice into your own hands, Lady Karma is going to find you, okay? I really want to say know your place. And that sounds super harsh. But that's my love language, so from me to you. Yeah. So I want to see what this Page of Wands energy is about. Sagittarius, Temperance, during the fall, November 22nd to December 21st, within 2 weeks to a month, optimistic, restless, humorous, outspoken, desires knowledge, enthusiastic, adventuresome, independent, and irresponsible. We just entered into Sag time. Temperance is about being patient. The Page of Wands is not patient. I feel like, what are you being impatient about? Stepping stones. Are you trying to... This is almost like you know that there is a certain ending, like you're headed towards something or your family is headed towards something, and you don't have the patience to sit back and let it unfold naturally. That's control, and that's resistance, and you need to stop it, okay? A way out. You don't like where something's headed, but you need to know, like Ladybug here. There's good energy around this. Something good is going to come out of this. You might not be able to see it yet, and you might have no idea of what that's going to be, but the universe has this under control. This is not for you to handle, okay? You need to, and you know, Temperance, Sag is Sag energy. Sag is the philosopher of the zodiac, right? They can be know-it-alls. I'm just saying, my mama's one, no judgments. But they are gifted with that philosophical ability to look at the bigger picture of things, and not just a big picture interpretation, but the why, you know? Harness that and really kind of focus on that energy of temperance. there is a fortuitous outcome here where healing is concerned, but patience and understanding is needed on your behalf. Okay? Don't do this. Don't do that. This is like this whole like you're full of hot air kind of thing. Even if you go in charging with, you know, screaming your truth from the great mountaintops of whatever, this mountain, as a matter of fact, right? Coming from the deepest place of love you can muster, you are not going to be received well. You are not going to be heard. You are going to be received as full of hot air, okay? And seen in a very immature way. I want to see, what is it that you're taking a stand for? What is it you're taking a stand for or about in relation to this family dynamic here? The devil. Somebody got an addiction issue. Somebody codependent. Somebody is doing some sort of self-imposed bondage. Self-destructive behaviors. Are they trying to tear the family apart? There is a toxic energy here. You or somebody else in this dynamic may be a Capricorn. Yes, Sag, I don't know. Libra was also here a minute ago. But I see you standing. Are you trying to run an intervention on somebody? If I was going to run an intervention, it would be like this. I'm just going to be real honest with you. Like, aggression is my love language, right? Like, I love you so much. Like, I'm going to shoot it to you freaking straight. And I'll just be honest with you from, you know, my track record. I'm not usually taken well. And yeah, that's what this Piscean Hanged Man energy is about learning or understanding how you're received. That's what's going on here. You have picked up on some toxic shit in the home front. Okay? There is change afoot, and it looks like you don't like it. You just know it's bad. But you have got to be understanding about how you were perceived, because you're here to help. You're empathic. You're intuitive. You're a light worker. Okay? You can't do your job. You can't fulfill your soul's mission here on this plane with those that you likely love the most if you don't do it correctly. And I said last message, you know, the vibration of understanding is always higher than the vibration of knowing. So you might know all day long that there is a devil at play here. But you do not need to be fighting fire with fire. Okay? This is about finesse. I'm telling you to be manipulative. Real good over here. Best tarot reader ever. Alright, so let's look at first house. No, I want to be real nosy right now. And let's get into surprising or important news is on its way to you. Because that's what you need to wait for. Spirit's telling you to hold off on burning the joint down with the devil in it. There's news coming that is going to change the dynamic here. Like I said, Spirit already has this. Like, you don't have to be the judge, the hangman, or the jury. Just sit back and know like Kermit with his tea, right? I want to see what this news coming is about. Let's do this. I can't make my mind up. The Magician. All types of communication, ideas, thought processes, resourceful, curious, quick expression, electronics. Takes inspired action, conduit, and manifester. This is about communication and likely manipulative communication. Just like the song. See how it all comes back around. I can't make this shit up. Important news is on its way to you. I feel like there is something being exposed here. Somebody's trickery is going to be exposed without you having to lift a finger. Yeah, Hanged Man, Neptune. Inspiration, illusion, spirituality, intuition, psychic ability, fantasy, dreams, disillusion, and enlightenment. All good things where a magician is concerned. You're making things disappear. I want to know where they're going. You know, how are you doing it? It's going to be found out. This is like a clearing of the air, and I'll tell you something interesting about this card is there's a hummingbird on it. Hummingbirds remind me, they're my grandmother, my mom's mother. They were her favorite. And anytime I see a hummingbird, that's Spirit's message to me. It speaks to me of ancestors and your, you know, those grandparent figures that meant so much to you, that showed you unconditional love. Like that is afoot here. You've got ancestors here with you, guiding, protecting you in this situation, and they really want you to be quiet. I'm not laughing at you because this could so be so many conversations I had with my mother growing up. Hell, even now. Swines, soulmates, twin flame, the one, a pair of things, blooming love, faith, and deep soul connection. So we have lots of soulmates. They can most assuredly be family members. This does not have to be just romantic. It could be for you, absolutely. Maybe somebody is being disillusioned to who they thought was a twin, and now manipulation is coming out of it. You know, like, yeah. Big obstacle here for the feminine energy. So, tell me about the situation. You've got 2 major arcana. There are like over 100 cards in that deck, and 2 major arcana came out. But this is like Mercury, again, Mercury and Neptune. So Neptune is, you know, that energy of enlightenment. There is communication that is going to be coming through that is really going to clear some things up. That is just repeated time and time again through here, okay? The Sun, 19. So the Sun talks about clarity. Not just happiness, but clarity. This is Leo energy, and it is 3333 right now. There is going to be clarity, a disillusionment around a magician figure. And the magician is mercurial, it's Gemini, it's Virgo. I don't feel like this is about manifesting. I feel like this is communication about clearing the air. Justice came out again. Libran energy. This is karma. This is huge. This is a big deal. Like, this isn't just small daily energy. Like, these are majors. Another one, you got the star. That's Aquarius. I'm pretty sure Neptune rules Aquarius. I should know, an Aquarian moon. And then you've got the Page of Swords on the bottom with the Ace of Pentacles. So that's good. But there's absolutely news coming through here about a change, a transformation in a situation. And I really feel like the end outcome that you wanted here, that you were trying to rush earlier with those stepping stone cards, it's going to happen. Like, what you really want to happen here is going to happen, because as an empath and intuitive and a light worker, you only ever want the best good, especially for those you love, right? You don't have to do anything. Okay? This is not your responsibility. And this is all about to become very clear. All right? Everyone, your loved ones included, that's why I've cut off a lot of mine. Everyone is responsible and accountable for their actions, their decisions, their choices, okay? All you're being told to do here is to remember that you are accountable for yours. So before you go off, that might have been real ugly, but before you get finger snapping, neck popping, Jerry Springer on somebody, just know this is not your place. Not your place. Okay? That's nice. 3 freaking majors. Seriously. Look at that. Seven of Pentacles on the very bottom of the deck. I think that you've been stewing on this for quite a while. Like, can you not see that nothing good is growing from this situation, and yet you're still here dealing with it? Like, I can feel your anger and frustration with it, right? It's not for you to fix. Don't be codependent. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink, right? You can't do for others. You can't fix others. You cannot love somebody into a place of healing. You can't. They have to choose that for themselves. And frankly, we all have a path to walk in this life. And, fairness in life is free will. I have the right to live my life the way that I want to. Well, so do all of the people in your family. If they want to destroy themselves, that's on them. With this devil energy, okay? You're being told to step back, sit down, maybe get an inversion table. So let's get one from the spell deck, something that will help you here with the situation. I promise to try to stop scolding. Something helpful here for you in this situation. Falcon and Artemis. So, Falcon, a mystic bird of communication, is revered as a symbol of power. Your words have power. It might be that whoever it is that you're dealing with here is being awful to you or ugly to you or whatever it is, but do not underestimate the weight and the value and the respect that this person puts on what you say and what you think. They might not be acting like it. You might be dealing with a very immature person, but the weight of your words can be crushing. Okay, I'm going to read this. In Egyptian mythology, the god Horus, ruler of the sky, was often depicted as a falcon. The falcon represents a moment to people watch and practice active listening skills. On a Wednesday, go bird watching at a local park. Watch and listen for birds and humans alike. When the falcon appears, messages are to be given or received, so stay alert and recognize when to speak and when to listen. For there is a delicate balance. Effective communication and the timing of it is Mercury and the falcon magic at its best. Damn if that's not perfect for all of this. To know when to listen and to know when to speak. And I'll just go on and add this. You can do more with silence than you ever can with words. I'm going to stop beating a dead horse now. Artemis, moon goddess of the hunt, protectress of animals, children, and women. During the waxing moon, harness the powers of Artemis to find your independent voice. Light a silver candle and play nature sounds. Burn birch, cedar, oak, or any sacred wood. Take a restorative walk through the forest. Do this meditation. Sit on the ground or a yoga mat. Close your eyes and breathe in through your nose. And imagine yourself surrounded by a circle of branches, animals, friends, and family. Remember that your voice is a voice of ancestors who broke barriers, molds, and conventions. Sing out Artemis multiple times, freeing your voice. When ready, open your eyes and return to this plane. Miss Swanee has graced us with her presence. I really feel like this is Spirit's way of telling you, look into Artemis. If you don't know much about her, this is a kind of energy that would be helpful to you right now. Hang on, I got crap popping up here. And a cat dancing in my face. Instead of taking the bullying approach to this whole situation, take the more quiet, intuitive, protective approach, right? As a healer, as an empath, as a light worker, you don't have to do or say anything. Just your presence can be protection enough, or catalyst, motivation enough. It's just in your presence. When you're just around someone or revere them, send them love and light and protection. There's power in that. So look into Artemis, okay? Now, crystal for you, and then I will wrap this up. Crystal to help you. We got two. Fluorite. Almost put fluorite on earlier. It looks like this. Fluorite can range from pale green to deep purple. Often it's both at the same time. It occurs all over the place, and it's good to vibe with when you are all over the place. Who needs it? The perpetually distracted. Anyone with a vision worth sticking to. Where to put it? Wherever you find yourself constantly tempted to check your phone. When to use it? When you want to take an interrupted 20 minutes to meditate, an hour to finish a book, or a lifetime to concentrate on your unique calling here on earth. Sharpen your focus. Okay? Your unique calling here on earth is to be that light worker, to be that light bearer, right? To hold that vibration for the rest of humanity. You ain't called to come out here to be damn dirty Harry, okay? It's not your job. Just hold the freaking torch, okay? And then we have Tibetan black quartz. The black and Tibetan black quartz references the storm-like bursts of inky mineral often found inside the stone. The Tibetan references the crystal's Himalayan origins. Tibetan black quartz reminds those on a spiritual path to non-judgmentally ask, could I be even clearer right now? Who needs it? Metaphysicists, occultists, tantricists, and Sagittarians. Where to put it? Wherever you were looking to elevate the vibe, operate on a higher plane, and explore the vastness of human consciousness. When to use it? When you're chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, when you're pulling tarot cards. So, Spirit is asking you, or telling you rather, that to help yourself in this situation, the Piscean Hangman new perspective here to take is that one of less bully and more protector, okay? Look into Artemis. Know that communication is coming. News is coming. You do not have to do anything here. Fluorite, Tibetan black quartz. Okay. This is commonly called rainbow fluorite and Tibetan black quartz. So it's an awful lot like clear quartz to me. And that's very easy to find. So this is about being clear and remembering why you are here. And to know that you are accountable for your choices, the things that you say. If you want to really help somebody, change the way that maybe you've always approached them. Okay? And please don't get framed for something to your detriment. Please don't get hung. I don't want any innocent men hung out there, okay? God bless you.